Hi everyone, my name is Junon. I have a health science background and I'm the author of the book Truth and Empathy, How to Find Your Soulmate. And I'll put a link to the book below. This video is the MBTI personality type assessment of Tom Hanks. But before we dive into this topic, I would like to underline something about my book. It is written from a health science point of view, so we'll be looking at the anatomy, physiology, brain dominance, and so forth of the 16 MBTI types. And based on this information, you can determine your own type, and then you can identify who's the best romantic match for you long term, because I do advocate that like attract like. So let's go back to the topic at hand. If we look at the 16 MBTI personality types, they can be grouped into four main ones. The first ones are sensor judgers, the second sensor perceivers, the third intuitive thinkers, and the last one intuitive feelers. Based on my observations, I think that Tom Hanks is most likely a sensor perceiver, and I will explain why. And I have some notes on screen so I don't miss anything. Thomas Jeffrey Hanks was born on July 9, 1956 in Concord, California. He's right now 66 years old. He's an American actor, director, producer, and screenwriter. He has three siblings. Their names are Sandra, Larry, and Jim. He's one of the most popular and recognizable film stars worldwide, and he's regarded as an American cultural icon. Hanks' films have grossed more than $4.9 billion in North America and more than $9.96 billion worldwide. So it's a lot of money. He has received numerous honors, including the AFI Life Achievement Award and the Kennedy Center Honor. Hanks made his breakthrough with leading roles in a series of comedy films such as Splash and The Money Pit in the 1980s. He won 2 consecutive Academy Awards for Best Actor in Philadelphia and Forrest Gump. For his work in television, Hanks has also won 7 Primetime Emmy Awards. In school, he was unpopular with students and teachers alike. He was very shy but a good and responsible child. So he didn't do very well in his studies, but Hanks did attend college because he studied at Chabot College, and after 2 years, he transferred to California State University. During his years studying theater, Hanks met Vincent Darling, who was a head of the Great Lakes Theater Festival, and at Darling's suggestion, Hanks became an intern at the festival. His internship stretched into a 3 years experience that covered most aspects of theater production, including lighting, set design, and stage management, prompting Hanks to drop out of college. In 1978, Hanks married American actress Samantha Lewis, and they had one son. His name is Colin, and also a daughter named Elizabeth. And unfortunately, they divorced in 1987, and his wife, Samantha, died in 2002 at the age of only 49 of bone cancer. In 1988, Hanks married Rita Wilson, and they have 2 sons together. The first one, his name is Chester Marlin, and the second is Truman Theodore. Wilson is of Greek and Bulgarian descent and a member of the Greek Orthodox Church. Before marrying her, Hanks converted to her faith. In terms of his political views and activism, Hanks has donated to many Democratic politicians such as Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton. Hanks has been outspoken about his opposition to the 2008 Proposition 8, an amendment to the California Constitution that defined marriage as a union only between a man and a woman. He is also very concerned about the environment, so he has invested in electric vehicles. His current net worth is about $400 million. If we look at Tom Hanks' life trajectory, it is typical of sensor perceivers. At an early age, he was attracted to in the entertainment business. So when he finished high school, he decided to study theater in college. But while he was in elementary and in high school, he was a below average student. And it's not because he liked, let's say, intelligence or talent. It's because most center perceivers don't fare well in a very structured environment, and they learn better when they do like hands-on. So they tend to have a short attention span, and most of them feel restless in their elementary and high school years. Now, when he decided to study theater in college, and he was given the opportunity to do an internship that allowed him to really learn hands-on, he decided to drop out of college. So in other words, you'll see that with a lot of center-perceivers, maybe they'll do like a year or two and realize that this is not really for them, that there's a faster way. They usually decide to drop, sometimes, right before they receive their degree, they'd rather just like stop that and just go straight into the workforce. The fact that Tom Hanks decided to become an actor tells me that he has a high tolerance for risk, which is in line with center perceivers. So these are people who don't mind having to struggle for a number of years before they are successful. So whether they are an entertainer or a business owner or even an athlete and so forth. So although there are no guarantees, but if they do become successful, they are very well rewarded, and they tend to be very financially stable in the long run. So that's one aspect. Now, when it comes to whether Tom Hanks is a feminine or masculine energy, I would say that he's most likely a feminine energy, because when you actually hear other people talk about Tom Hanks, the first thing they usually say is that he's very charming, he's easy to get along with, he's someone who's not really confrontational. You don't see a lot of headlines of Tom Hanks, the type of people who's going to be having really contentious interaction with other people. And he's also like pretty easygoing. So I would say that this is more in line with someone who's a feminine energy. That even his political leanings, tells me that he's most likely a center perceiver one, but also a feminine energy. You'll see that there are more of them who will vote for the Democratic Party compared to the Republican. So you'll see that more. And the fact that he's involved in terms of the environmental causes, and he donates money. So he is someone who tends to be rather generous, and the fact that he won so many awards that actually sort of underline the fact that he is very much involved, and he's someone who really comes from the heart. Even in terms of his movies, you rarely see him play the villain, because again, he's such a likable person that it's kind of difficult to imagine him doing something very sort of like immoral or something. So again, I would say that based on how people react to him, the feedback that we're getting, I would say that Tom Hanks is more likely right-brain dominant than left-brain dominant. Whether or not Tom Hanks is an extrovert versus introvert, I would lean more him being an extrovert. So he seems to be very sort of at ease, even on the red carpet when he interacts with, let's say, the reporters or the public, which is different, let's say, if you look at, let's say, someone who's very much an introvert, let's say like Johnny Depp or Austin Butler. Like he seems to be energized by being around other people. Like, yes, he's not the type of person who always needs to be the center of attention, but he's not the type of person who needs to really sort of be on his own to sort of be energized. So for all these reasons, I would say that Tom Hanks is most likely an ESFP. So let me know if you agree or disagree with this MBTI personality type assessment by commenting below. If you like this video, if you learned something, please click on the like button. Also remember to click on the notification bell to be notified of other videos I'm going to be making. Subscribe to my channel, and we will talk soon.